Hello, Mia. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Finally.
Okay, let's get back on track right now. Okay. So we've been talking more about the pop culture theories. Okay, where everything regarding um, everything regarding everything else also, but we've been talking more about Billie Eilish as well. We'll be back with a short break. All right. Until then, just stay tuned. 3 minutes, and we'll be right back.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. I mean, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense.
They can't accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he might say to me, you had one to forget.
That's it. Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. I mean, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son. or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
we are back once again on the Vibe with Kyle and also Miela featuring as well. Miela, great to have you on the show. How are you doing? Hello.
Hello.
Hey. So how are you doing, Miela, today? Miela. Hello. Anyway, so mostly the topic was we've been talking about how pop culture, okay, especially in the music industry, is coming back, okay. And I know it has been paused, concerts have been paused, and everything, but something very similar, okay, regarding the people, regarding our very own famous artists like Billie Eilish's documentary, The World's a Little Blurry, and also Lord's long awaited comeback. Okay. Now, you must have heard the song Green Light by Lord. Okay. Now, that is one thing, okay, where it can actually rechange the name of pop culture for 2021. Now, when Ella Yelish O'Connor, the artist known better as Lord, is isn't releasing albums. She lives, between New Zealand and also Los Angeles. Now, avoiding social media, she hasn't tweeted. Okay, gets this one since 2017. Okay, and staying off the celebrity grid at all. Like, okay, this is a person who's like, there is a break for being famous, and then there is a break for also there's a time for being famous and there's a time for not being famous. There's a time for actually having some personal time. This goes to show that no matter how long, okay, no matter how long it takes, right, to get to a certain point, when you want fame and when you want fortune, all right, we come to a point where we just want to be like, okay, now I just want a time to myself. All right. Hey, Miela. And so we've been talking more about how Lord's long-awaited comeback came. Okay, Miela. Now, I believe you've heard Lord Greenlight, the song Greenlight. Have you heard it? Can't hear you on your side, Miela. You know, this song was actually a big hit though back in then, and also after her 2017 sophomore record, Melodrama, okay, wound up on a number of critics end of decade list. All right, fans have been waiting more than 3 years to hear from her hugely talented Gen Z leader. All right, she discussed her trip to Antarctica, and also she confirmed what we had all been waited to hear: a new record, okay, will arrive in 2021. Okay, now Lord will also release this record also, and could it be another generation defining masterpiece? Seems we won't have much longer to find out. Now, Lord Greenlight is also one of them. So people, you've seen these people actually having a break from from mostly from a lot of things, like celebrities who have their own music awards, okay, but celebrities who are like, have this certain song. Some celebrities, so there are actually some singers who don't have entire albums, all right, who don't have all 24 albums, or all 24, maybe they just have one particular song, right? And that song is enough for the entire world to like. Okay, you don't need exactly 24 songs, you just have to start with one, right? Maybe you just have one song that was the entire big hit, that was the only song you released for the entire year, right? But that song, just imagine this, okay, you have 24 songs, right? 20 maybe 24 songs in an album, yeah. And so you have a certain amount, right? And then what happens is you have all that 24. So these are 24 songs that you've been released for the entire year, all right? And only one or two of them have hit the Billboard Hot 100, all right? But just imagine this: you release one small song, just one song, 3 minute song for the entire year. All right, maybe it has had more inspiration than another 24 amount of songs. All right, and you're just gonna be like, it was the number one Billboard Hot 100 for the entire year. All right, you just released one song. Okay, sometimes people actually, you can't release at least 24 songs at once. Okay, if someone tells you to write me 24 articles within 24 hours, there's always going to be something off about it, because you've been rushed to it. Okay, some people have inspiration in different kind of way. Am I right? So when it happens to people, okay, now maybe Miela, you must have, do you like to sing? You like to sing, okay. Mila, your mic is, I believe your mic is still a bit off, okay. So maybe I can't hear you, but please see what you can do about it, okay. Now we've been talking more about places where where Dua Lipa also is also coming into the world of pop culture. She's back, she got no roots, but you know what, she's gonna have a lot of things to talk about, right? Especially her live tour. All right, now in a year that forced most pop stars to cover in fear, right? People had their careers just crashing down, okay, especially us singers, who, I mean, if you ask me, who is the most inspirational, most inspirational inspirational speaker you would go for, I wouldn't mention any motivational speakers such as who is actually is their profession. I would always be like, it's my motivational speaker is gonna be this artist, maybe Dua Lipa. This song is actually what motivates me this year. Another song motivated me last year. It's all music in our heads. We love music. What do we need to calm down? Music, right? Something that can actually soothe the vibe, okay? Especially for music, plays a huge role in that, right? We have a lot of times, looking for maybe we're looking for something that we need to distract ourselves from. We can't find it. We tried calling our friends, we tried calling, and they're like, then they're not answering the phone, they're very busy. They're like, "Oh, bro sis, well, I don't know, my girl, maybe the girlfriend maybe must be busy, or maybe the boyfriend must be busy," right? So when it comes to a point where like you need that time, okay, to actually motivate yourself, where would you go? My suggestion was, if there is nowhere else to go, it will always be the music playlist on your phone. All right, we all have, even if we don't have an album list or a playlist on the phone, there is always that one phone that we like to listen to. Okay, one song is exactly enough. One song can change your life for the better. All right. So when it comes to actually being a part of having being a part of a time where anxiety and depression just hits over the roof, right? Now there was a time, I'm going to be completely honest with you, there was a time where I was like, going through a massive a breakdown, okay? And there was this one song which I would love to listen to, right? The reason why I'm telling you this is because it doesn't, you don't need an album to make you feel better. You don't need a whole song. Even just the chorus of a song is enough for anyone to actually be like, okay, I'm going to get through this no matter what, right? And especially for me, when Gavin DeGraw, a song called Brother, okay, was one of the songs that actually remembered me, that reminded me that, what, you have friends around you, right? You have your brothers and your sisters, and also your best friends, and even the crush is there. Also, your the girl you like, the girl you love is somewhere there. Okay, you just need to have a small chat for them for a minute, or even a simple hi would be enough for you. And we would also be like, but sometimes, right, sometimes, you have to understand, this is not because your friends aren't there for you. They are there for you. They just have the, the, I don't know, they didn't have the time to talk to you at that point, right? I mean, things happen. Just because things happen, like, maybe you thought your friend was like, oh, I needed him at this time, he wasn't there, doesn't mean that you can judge him based on his friendship. Sometimes, we always be like, hey, you know what, he's fine, he's busy, he's at work. Okay, sometimes, yeah, you could be having a breakdown, but another person could be like, totally utterly busy during work times. I mean, end of the day, we can always come to a point, what, no matter what kind of breakdown you're going through now, your friends aren't at the moment free to talk to you, but they want to talk to you. Okay, they would sacrifice, the hell with this job. All right, I'm going to talk to my friend, my friend needs me. Okay, but true, but letting them do that is actually then putting yourself, they will take you out of that breakdown area, they will lift you up, but then what will happen to them? they'll be the one facing the breakdown right afterwards, right? So when it comes to a point where even one song in your playlist, okay, would soothe your mind, would stop you from having such anxiety attacks, okay, having maybe depression attacks, right? What would we do? It's simple. Maybe it comes to a point where, maybe you find that, some people aren't actually being loyal to you, right? Anything can happen, right? Anything can be like, anything can bring you down at this point, right? Anything can actually be like, listen, I have this amount of uh, anxiety in me right now and depression in me right now, and I'm looking forward to look to someone to talk to about it. But maybe that person was actually busy. All right, maybe that person. Hey, maybe this is where you can actually find out who your real friends are. Okay, during your darkest times, the light will shine on your real friends. Okay, so I mean, it could be anything, right? Even when it comes to songs. Now, hey, we might not know who Lord is, but her music has been changing around the world, and even especially this one music, can be inspiration to someone. Maybe this is the 3 minutes of change a person can go through, right? Maybe that person is going through a tough time right now, and that person knows, okay, I need to change, I need to move on. But where is that motivation to go for? Boom. You hear the sound of the music. What's that song? Oh, give me the green light. Green light. Okay, move forward. There we go. Your green light has been given, and this is where you need to go. Okay, music has that effect on you. Okay, sometimes it's not about the title, it's not about the chorus at all. There is this certain sentence, even this maybe half the sentence would actually be like, this sentence, this half sentence is the one that actually caught my eye. This is the one that reminded me that, life is going to be full of trouble, full of people, full of fake people, and also people who are, like maybe oblivious to things. All right. But you are going to be like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to be that good friend. We'll be back right after this and after a break where we talk about more about pop culture. And hey, we are on the final hour of the show. Okay. So you can always give a call to 07852 473 473. Don't forget to download the app as well on Apple Store and also Play Store. Follow us on Instagram and at Relaks Radio. We got some exciting things happening. Your TikTok is always happening here and there, and Facebook, Instagram, and a lot of things. And we would love to get to know you. Okay, share your opinion as well. You can drop a comment, and you can, once again, the number 07852473473. And let's see more about pop culture. I mean, Dua Lipa's live tour is coming up. Lord's long-awaited comeback is also coming up, and we also have Billie Eilish documentary. The world's a little blurry. Well, Billie Eilish, I wouldn't say the world's a little blurry, but I would say it's a lot blurry. Actually, I'm about to pass out right now. I need a break. Oh, man.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million pounds. And they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies and then you step up into different things. One of the easiest ways to increase your net worth is to ensure that you have higher cash flows. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to not buy things on hire purchase, not buy things over months and months because you can't afford them now, but you want it. It's kind of that delayed gratification. Rather than buy that couch, that car, that stereo, that computer, whatever item, and pay it off over 12, 24, 36 months at an interest rate, rather invest that money, make do with what you've got, and then after 12, 24, 36 months, take the money that you've now invested and buy that good. An asset could be anything that appreciates or reduces a tax bill. So it could still be a liability, but it reduces their tax bill. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities because that's out of our remit here. However, for our use or our purpose, what we are talking for the listeners here is I would put this definition of an asset forward. An asset is anything that increases your income. Anything.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, if you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods. They're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends, and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kyle on the Vibe, and we've been talking about pop culture for this hour. Okay, now remember, end of the day, okay, it doesn't matter what gets released, or even if it's a movie, or even if it's a song. End of the day, we will see all of that. You could say some would be thinking TikTok, okay, and let me tell you, for those some people, that you are right. TikTok releases once you hear the new song, it's on a video already, right? The new video of the song, or the song is released on TikTok, and people are already making trends about it. I mean, you must have heard about the TikTok that's actually going or trending these days. Is like shut up and bend over, some songs like that that's going on. People are actually doing it. Okay, it started off with just a random guy. Okay, the original guy just singing like this, and he's going like that. Right, that's how he's doing it, just that. But then obviously, I mean, according to the lyrics of the song, that wasn't going to happen. Everyone takes the chance of doing that too. But hey, it's about the creative side of things. Okay, TikTok is all about being creative. It's all about having a much better idea of how people's mind work. Okay, some people would be like, you'll see some people who actually can't follow the rhythm of the dance but still do it. You should actually be inspired by their courage to still do it, right? Even now, for me, of course, if I did the dance, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be like he can't dance, and I'm going to be like, no, I can't. But I tried it. What were you doing? You were just watching my video. I win. So when it comes to even especially these kind of things, okay, we always want to try to do our best. Okay, we want to be basically have a proper time to watch out for what's trending. Okay, now every time something comes up, everyone from different country has done their own kind of video, and it's basically which is going on about like, just say this one. I'll just show it to you. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. This is the song that's trending on TikTok right now. Okay. Shut up and bend over. That's the song that's actually tripping, actually not tripping, it's trending on TikTok. Okay, that's the one that everyone's gonna be like, like doing some kind of dance. But the original guy, okay, the guy who actually released the song on TikTok, original one, right? And everyone, okay, just wants to be like, huh? No, no. That's the beauty of TikTok. Okay, TikTok, you were like, it's the same old dance move. Okay, it's the same old movement with the entire body just going like that, but still it fits. Okay, so true. Sometimes you just seeing the same thing over and over again, with the same dance move is a kind of like, well, let's just say it's like boring. Okay, but then there are other people who actually be like, I got my own move. Those are the people that actually have the creativity of everything. Also, like people who actually do the dance move, they could be doing that for the first time, so it's not exactly a repeat. It's just that we've seen it so many other people doing the same thing over and over again. It's a TikTok dance. Okay, TikTok dancers have their own way of being like, this is my TikTok dance, and I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna move my body the way I want. Okay, I'm not gonna be like, no, I'm just, even if it's funny, okay. TikTok, that's the beauty of it. Everyone thinks that TikTok needs to be perfect. Let me tell you, I find the mistakes more entertaining than the original one. Okay, the mistakes are the ones like, where, oh, and there's one person who's actually be like, who doesn't know the dance, he's just doing this. Okay, speaking of Sarah, one of who does the sunrise. Okay, now she did TikTok as well with one of our crew members, and Sarah didn't know how to dance at all. She didn't know actually how to dance that entire thing, but still, that was the most interesting part about it, the way she reacted, being like, oh, I don't know anything, and it was just funny. All right, it's not about just doing the trend of TikTok, but it's also about mainly like, just taking part in it. Okay, awarded for taking part, certificate of taking part, right? We have that kind of thing that would happen, but we have that also, that mindset needs to be, oh no, the world needs something perfect. I need to do this dance perfectly. No, let me tell you, that's the judgmental world out there. Okay, you don't want to be a part of the judgmental world. You want to be a part of the real world. Okay, with real friends and with real people with real feelings. All right, so when you do have that, right, when you do have that, remember, just cherish it. It doesn't matter if you fail. All right, the like I said, the most entertaining part is the fail. When we watch, I don't know, maybe Rush Hour. Okay, Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. What do I most look for is the bloopers. All right, I look for the bloopers. Friends, bloopers is insane. Okay, look for the bloopers on YouTube. It's so hilarious. Right? It's more funny. It's more entertaining. That's why it's called bloopers. It's like a big bloop. Okay, and everything is just like, just falls into place, and we just want to have, a time where we just want to laugh, people. All right, we just want to smile. We don't want to be crying all the time. We don't want to be tearing all the time. We want to have a time, a day, a night filled with, with a smile, and just for us just sleeping with a smile like this. And that is what we want. We want that kind of peace in our lives, right? We want that. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. No one's perfect. If you try to be perfect, well, that's good for you. But remember, you will never be perfect. And that's okay. That's the beauty of it. All right. It doesn't matter that if you're not perfect. I'm not going to judge you for not being perfect. And I hope you don't judge me too for not being perfect either. But this is how we are. This is how humans are. They are not perfect. Okay, the most used catchphrase on humans is, okay, he's human, they are not perfect. Okay, leave them alone, they have their mistakes. Okay, but then there are sometimes, when the first one was a mistake, okay, the second one was a mistake, but then there are times where you will actually want to do the mistake purposely. That is where you are. That's where the human race goes wrong. Okay, it's the part where you just want to act like you did it by mistake, but you just want to be like, I did it purposely, right? That is where we don't learn most. That's what I feel. Okay, we do not learn at all when it comes to things like, well, things that actually have a problem with. Okay, we just want to be like, like we want a world that will give us a happiness, left, right, and center. Okay, wherever we want, we just want to be like smiling. We don't want to be people filled with anxiety all the time. We don't want to be people filled with depression all the time. We don't want to be filled with people like, who would like, who's the person like, do you really want to be like with the person? Okay, I have a friend right now. Okay, this is like my buddy. All right, he's my best friend. But then again, when it comes to actually having a friend, okay, there is that small anxiety, or even when it comes to a new relationship as well. You just remember all your past traumas in a relationship, right? You just remember every time, oh no, this is going the same way as the last one. Just because it's going the same way as the last one doesn't mean it's going to end the same way as the last one. That is only if you treat it the same way as the last relationship, right? So what you need to do is, well, remember that maybe it's the same way that person uses, but it's a different intention. It's done selflessly. All right, it's done in a very selfless manner. Maybe the early relationship was a bit selfish, so that's why you are being traumatized by this certain way. This person tells you things or gets you things, and you're like, yeah, someone got me the same thing on this same occasion, and you know what, I have a feeling that this relationship is just going to be like, something else. So it's just going to be the same thing. So that is where you should stop that thought right there and just be like, no, that's not it, bro. All right, that's not it, man. That's not right. Just don't do that. Okay, just because it's the same thing. Sometimes it could be the exact same thing. All right, it could be something that your ex said that would be like, that traumatized you, that has to be like, or maybe that you felt like you were worthless. All right, that you would actually fail, and that you have to be alone. All right, and maybe maybe you have to like do everything alone. Sometimes, you know what, maybe you're not a lot of things can go wrong. Okay, people can actually bring you down with just one single word. All right, but this person says the same thing. It's like, hey, you do a lot of things alone, that's very good. But you're going to be like, oh no, she's supporting it too. I'm going to be alone again. She's going to leave me. This girl is going to leave me. That guy is going to leave me. It's happening the same way over and over again. What am I going to do, right? Oh, wait a minute. She acts differently here. He acts differently here. And then when suddenly when I'm with his friends or certain friends, he's different. And when she's also like different, when the another friend is around, or maybe when another guy is around, she's totally different. She doesn't like like act like a girl, like we are a couple. Those things are anxiety, people. All right, I learned that the hard way. Okay, and yeah, it's personal experience, to be honest. I understand that feeling very well, to be honest. Okay, we think that our past is going to repeat itself over and over again, right? We think that we are not going to have a proper time. We are just here to get heartbroken and move on. And then when the next person comes, okay, maybe this person needs to hurt someone. Yeah, okay, let that be me. Okay, fine, go for it. Okay, but it's not exactly like that. If you keep treating it, remember, you might be seeing the same reason from relationship from the earlier one, but in the next one it could happen the same way, but you should change the way you feel about it. Okay, you must know that you must see in every aspect of the angle why this person is doing what this person is doing. Because remember, it could be um that, okay, think of a color. All right, think of the color think of red. Okay, one person is going to be like, this is red. Okay, and the other person is going to be like, oh, this is a lighter shade of red, a darker shade of red. Two different kinds of people. All right, one person is going to be like, oh, that's red. The other person is going, oh, it's a very lighter shade of red. It's not usually lighter than the normal red. And that's the kind of person that's going to be more complicated than ever. What's red is red. All right, and we tend to look things in a very negative way because we've been hurt by a lot of people. And then we understand that like a lot of things are actually all because of the cause of, well, we didn't see it properly. All right, we didn't want to look at certain things. We thought that everything would go the highway. We thought our life is supposed to be another way. Okay, our life is just supposed to go the other way around. But reason is, people, it's just thoughts that's in our head that's really messing up with our minds. So remember, okay, Don't let your mind control you. All right. Do not let anything control you or anyone control you. You control your mind. Okay. If you think something happy is happening, and also you're going to be like, okay, now it's going to be like, yeah, something bad is going to happen. Or maybe I'm feeling too happy about it. So I better be on my toes about this one. True, be on the alert, but don't stop yourself. Maybe it's the same scenario as earlier, but it could be different. Remember that one. We'll be back as soon as we do this. And I'll be back to talk about more as we talk about more of travel and pop culture. Remember, travel and pop culture, as I said, are now one. Okay. Whenever you travel, we go to pop culture. We travel different cultures in the world. And then after that, okay, when we do travel around the world, we understand that pop culture and travel and most of the entertainment industry are the same. All right. So we need that time and place to make sure that we stay a happy, a healthy, and a fit life. All right. We'll be back soon, right after this.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you, how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset, And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, well, still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he'd say to me, you had one to forget. That's it.
That sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
one of the easiest ways to increase your net worth is to ensure that you have higher cash flows. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to not buy things on hire purchase, not buy things over months and months because you can't afford them now, but you want it. It's kind of that delayed gratification. Rather than buy that couch, that car, that stereo, that computer, whatever item, and pay it off over 12, 24, 36 months at an interest rate, rather invest that money, make do with what you've got, and then after 12, 24, 36 months, take the money that you've now invested and buy that good. An asset could be anything that appreciates or reduces a tax bill. So it could still be a liability, but it reduces their tax bill. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities because that's out of our remit here. However, for our use or our purpose, what we are talking for the listeners here is I would put this definition of an asset forward. An asset is anything that increases your income. Anything.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, if you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods. They're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if that, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK.
Climb Mount Everest. That is one of that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. I mean, okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
They're talking about mental health. Well, if you went out and got some exercise in the fresh air, that would improve your mental health. It will make you feel better.
That's true. That is true. I wholeheartedly agree. But then for some people, it's how do you find the motivation to, especially when it comes to riding a bicycle, to do it again and again and again and again? It's a cycle that you have to be used to. How do you do it? What makes you wake up in the morning and decide, hey, I'm going to pick my bike up today. I'm going to cycle. What makes you want to do that?
What makes me want to do that?
Yeah. What do you like? What could you give listeners, like people listening in right now? What kind of tip could you give them?
Well, the first tip I would give them, if you haven't tried it before, try it. It can open up new horizons. It'll make you fitter. It will definitely make you fitter. Cycling is one of the best forms of aerobic exercise you can do.
It sounds like, if you think about it, yeah, it sounds like great fun. Because what essentially you're trying to say is also at the same time, when you, if you look at it from this perspective, with regards to mental health, especially when you look at it with mental health, this is another way to fight it. I feel like you go outside, you meet more people, you interact with, socially, you will interact with more people, and you're keeping fit, you're making connections, you're breathing in the good and exhaling the bad. I feel like that's a great thing right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got a better way with words than I have, I'll tell you. But you're quite right. What you say there. You're quite right.
I've been doing this for quite some time. Hey, you'll get the hang of it.
I've been doing it for about 10 minutes now. So Yeah.
that I can never really understand people staying in one room the whole day when you can have the world to see. I am a traveler. I travel. I love traveling. Traveling is just one of the things I do. And yeah, on top of my bucket list was, to one time, hopefully when I get there, go to Nepal and climb Mount Everest. That is one of that's in my bucket list. You're laughing, but that is the facts right there. I'd love to do that. That is something I'm looking forward to do, hopefully.
Climb Everest.
Mount Everest. Okay, not the very tip of Mount Everest, maybe the base camp at least.
Base camp, yeah.
At least.
Would you be able to cycle there?
Oh.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. And also, we've been talking more about pop culture, also because pop culture is something that's trending more these days than actual travel. Because a lot of people actually don't want to travel too much, but also they can't find places that actually have, well, proper COVID guidelines as to places to be. But the Lake District, the Peak District, and everyone, they're all countrysides are the best places to go for. Okay, it's the most empty places around there. It's the most also that people can just go for some free time. All right. There are so many wonders of London too. And speaking of which, all right, we also have now in London, we all know what Stonehenge looks like. Okay. No one knows why is Stonehenge. Okay. Some people believe that, that it was a time of great kings. All right. It was a time of maybe just something to do with archaeological facts, and also something to do with regarding aliens. I mean, Stonehenge was like just so it's still unexplainable. Maybe it's a time we're waiting for to actually be. Maybe the aliens will. That's where they're going to land soon. Hmm. Who knows, right? Stonehenge has been something a mystery of to everyone, and I believe also that people would love to go to, I mean, I would specifically like to go to Stonehenge, right? I mean, it's in a land, it's in a vast area of land, and um, it has many wonders regarding. I've always wondered, how did they even get the stones up there? Okay, I mean, there was technology, of course, back then of for lifting stones and stuff, but the reason is, the most idea about it is, what is it made for? Okay, was it a time of maybe was it a, I don't know. Maybe it was like a gladiator kind of thing, like like it was an arena kind of place, or maybe it was something because the stones have actually been formed in a way where even to be honest, like I have to do like be like a proper rocket scientist, not rocket scientist, but a proper scientist to understand what's this all about, but the 12 wonders of Britain will surely make you want to hood foot and back into back into the life of as well, right? Now, the Giant's Causeway. Okay, now this is another place which I would love to listen to. Now, the iconic Giant's Causeway is the setting of a fabulous story involving a fight between giants, of course, and the slightly more prosaic reality behind the creation of the basalt columns is that the UNESCO World Heritage Site was formed after a volcanic eruption around 60 million years ago. As a kid, when I thought when back in the year 1993 or even 2000, okay, I would think the world was 2000 years old. I would think that the world started in the first year of this place. That's how I would think. I still think like that. I still can't believe that the Earth went back 60 million years ago. I mean, yeah, there are facts about it, okay, but I don't know. I really don't know, because we don't know, right? We are not masters of time. We do not know how long time has gone for, or when time was when the time actually started. But thinking about 60 million years ago, after a volcanic eruption 60 million years ago, I mean, goes to show that how long, right? How long have we been, and how old is the earth? How old is everything else? I mean, those are the questions you want to answer, don't you? I mean, some people would believe that, they have their own beliefs, of course, but it's nice to listen to all of them. It's like listen to like a different. What do you think the Earth is made of? I believe the Earth is just a big bang. So that bang, okay, that big bang actually is what created the world. And sure, okay, that sounds like a believable thing. I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything to understand the terms and logics or the formulas of everything else, but okay, if the world started like the world started, all right, I believe it after Thanos' the Avengers Endgame. Thanos, half the population gone in just a snap. Yeah. So to be honest, like all because of movies and all because of what's happening around the country right now is like the movies that used to have this virus thing going on. Okay, there was a time where I thought this virus is going to turn people into zombies. I'm gonna be like, yeah, every time now when I go out on the road, there's gonna be a person with a zombie kind of thing, with a mask on. And I'm gonna be like, I don't know if I'll laugh or if I'll just freeze. I really don't know what I'm gonna do, right? I'll be like, okay, so in the movie it says cut their heads off. Huh. What if it's not a zombie? What if it's just something like that? We never know what's going to pop up, right? Especially for after Corona, we understand that things are not going to be the same right after the lockdown, right? Since last year, we've been knowing that this is not going to be the same at all. This is going to be something totally different. People are just going to be like thinking, oh, you know what, the Corona time. The history books are going to change. History books are not going to be talking about the 70s and the 60s or even the 80s anymore. They're going to be talking about the year 2020s, which happened just a few years ago, or maybe actually which happened a year ago. Those are in the history books. This is the world's. This is the time where the whole world suffered because of Corona, right? The whole world has actually suffered by Corona, right? I mean, yeah, I'll probably laugh if a zombie would come up in front of me. Yeah, yes, actually, Aki. And I would be like, yeah, I would actually laugh, and I'll be like, he'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, yeah. I mean, things could happen, right? I'm a crazy guy when it comes to this. I'm a gamer, okay? Gamers out there, okay, who are zombie killers and also who are like Call of Duty players, PUBG, everything. You call upon it, okay? The world will be saved by gamers, okay? It's not gonna be about military. It's not gonna be about anything else. The world will be saved if one day this ever happens, okay? And if I was wondering, what are we gonna do? We gamers, okay, will pick up our weapons and we are gonna be like, we are here to save the world. Now, everyone, step back, okay? Everyone who thinks that they have military experience, please step back. Those are not valued anymore. This is gonna be full on Call of Duty style, PUBG style, or even World War Z style, and we're just gonna go for it. All right, everyone, follow the lead. No one gets like two heads up about it. You follow me. I am the leader. Blue team, red team, go, 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 go. Something like that, right? This is how it's gonna be. Gaming has changed the world. Gamers have actually understood, like, okay, what do you need to do when if something like that does happen? People are being infected so many times, and then people are going to be like, hey, zombies. Hey, what's this scratching? My hand is scratching. Next thing you know, your entire body is scratching. Next thing you'll be like, I want meat, human meat. I am a zombie, right? Exactly my point. So when it comes to a point where you're going to be like, oh, okay, zombies have taken over, and those who haven't been vaccinated will be okay, but but those who haven't, it's zombie time. People. It's amazing how one's imagination can actually just go ahead. Okay, that can just be like insane. Your imagination can run wild. All right, this could be another episode of Game of Thrones. Okay, why not? Right? It's so obvious that the fantasy movies out there that have these the I know, like millions and millions of zombies just chasing two people at once, just to get just because they're zombies, right? Are actually understanding right now, because you see people out there, okay, who actually, are now the restrictions are off, but they're like thinking that the coronavirus will be out too, but no, it's not. Okay, people are going to have a lot of things. Okay, the virus is still out there. Just because the country is now reducing restrictions, doesn't mean that you have to stop being careful. You need to go back to a time where it was before 2020, where it was just normal careful. No, you can't do that. You have to be corona careful. All right, everything you do, even if you touch your phone and you leave it on the table, all right, take it and then sanitize it, clean it. Always be cleaning till you get home, right? It's a whole different world, people. All right, this is a virus that can actually change the entire world. All right, and that is something that we do not want unless it's in a positive kind of way. Okay, where the all countries around the world just become one, right? We all are living under one country. Okay, the earth is one. Okay, we are busy, not busy planning on fighting other people regarding because this land belongs to us, that land belongs to us. No, we all have an equal right to live wherever we want, right? This land was made for humans, and this land was not never supposed to be divided. Okay, it was always something that we, I mean, I would think that one day, if we get an alien invasion, we are gonna need, we're gonna need Russia, we're gonna need the States, we're gonna need Korea even to actually fight these people off. We're gonna be like, hello, yeah, we got bigger problems, right? Let's end the war between our people, and also, let's fight against these aliens. I mean, who knows? Maybe the aliens have come to help us. Maybe the aliens have not. They've come to inhabit the world. We've watched these movies, okay? And next thing you know, Godzilla just coming out of the waters and going to be like, this is my earth, I will save the people. Exactly where your imagination can just run wild, okay? This is where exactly it has happened. We never thought that we would be staying inside a home because of a virus, right? Because of a deadly virus that can end, actually make the human race extinct. Okay, that's because there are still people out there who actually have a brain, okay, to actually stay at home, okay, and actually be like, okay, you know what, this, although the restrictions are off, I'm just going to stay here. If I have a place to go, like place to travel to, I will just do it secretly. Okay, I will make sure that I will follow every guideline and get there. Sometimes, yes, you just can't stay at home. Depression is still worse than anything else. Okay, a depression alone is because of you're all alone, right? But because of that, okay, we are all wondering why. Okay, why do we have to go through depression? Because it's normal thing. Okay, no one likes to be alone, right? You might think that the introvert and extroverts, okay, take them for instance. Extroverts are the guys with friends, introverts are the ones without friends. No, you're wrong, right? Introverts do have friends. I mean, I have a lot of friends who are introverts, and I'm like, I sometimes do bug them about it. I'm like, listen, I'm like, are you not my friend? And they get really hurt, or they're very sweet regarding that. They're gonna be like, no, no, I am your friend. And I'm like, no, really, then why are you trying to be an introvert with me? I mean, if I'm your friend, treat me as one. But it's like, I don't want to go out of the house. Oh, is that all? Yeah, it's not that I don't want to talk to you or anything. I just don't want to go out of the house. Well, then what would you do? I don't. Is that healthy for some people? Would is I'm not really sure, but regarding it, because then otherwise they won't be called introverts and extroverts, right? So introverts like to stay at home. They don't like to go to the world. I don't know if I'm supposed to, because I would love them to take them by the hand and actually, come, let's go and let's see the world. But would I be crossing a line if that happens? If I actually go for an introvert, and would I be crossing a line at all, like being like, okay, I want you to come and see this place with me, would you mind coming joining me, in actually going for these places? And they'll be going to be like, no. And if they say no, respect it. It's like, okay, no problem. Okay, don't force them to come. Remember, sometimes, like they said, they even told it to you up straight, and also they've trusted you with it, and they want to be like, I'm trusting you. I really don't want to go out unless I really, really have to. But other than that, I would like to stay at home. Okay, sometimes, yes, people would, if you do get close to people, right, if you get super close to them, where you come to a point where you trust them so much, okay, they trust you so much, and all you want to do is just be like, let's actually have a good time. You're my friend from today. Okay, you won't not be an introvert anymore. You will have friends. Even if you have only one friend and that is only me, you will have that friend for the rest of your life. Remember, people, okay? Friends, the real friends will stick around you, okay? And the fake ones will be the ones that are actually, who are not there anymore. Sometimes you can't even remember their own name, okay? Some people, like, friends are there. Some friends are there to control you. Some friends are there to make sure that, you know what, you need to be like this, you need to do this. No, I don't think that's the job you need to do. Why would friends do that, right? Exactly. So we've been today's topics were all about travel culture and some bit of inspiration here and there, and also for people to understand that there are places to go to, okay, despite corona, okay, there are always places to go for. Remember, this is your world, this is your country. Remember to always, okay, look after your country. All right. So it's time for me to head out of the studio, and I'll be seeing you once again tomorrow. Hope you had a beautiful night. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams to you. Okay. And hope you have a beautiful night. And I'll see you tomorrow as well. Be safe out there. It's a different kind of world. It's a new normal. Although it's a new normal, we still don't know what's it going to bring. Right? Well, be careful. Look after yourselves. Look after your family. And until next time, this is Kyle signing out. Stay safe and stay blessed. Good night.